Hey, it's Jonathan here from Mystery Maker, and in this video, I'm going to take you through how I'm going to make a Hollywood-themed murder mystery party kit. And to do that, I'm going to use mysterymaker.party. As you can see here, I'm already logged in, and so I can just start typing here, whatever it is that I want. I can do like Hollywood here. I might also land on this page after I log in. I could just click Create New Mystery. Either one works. And in here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put Hollywood as my theme. This is probably going to elicit a few questions from the generator just because it is pretty vague. Like Hollywood can mean a lot of different things. I'm especially thinking about the era because it could be modern Hollywood. It can be like 1950s. I'm going to leave it deliberately, more generic just to see kind of what happens. But generally, I find that the more specific I am, especially if I have a clear vision of what I want, the more likely I am going to get what I want. In this case, I am going to choose that this is a murder versus intrigue, and we're going to do detective style. So what that means is basically I'm, as the host, going to be playing the detective. I'm already going to know who the killer is, but no one else will know except me and the killer, and it's just going to make it a lot more fun. Now, this group that we're playing with is much larger. This is kind of like a party that I'm hosting, and I'm going to have a total of 16 people coming, and that doesn't include me. So there's about 17 of us in total. And for this party here, I am going to include an accomplice mechanism. And so what that means is that there's definitely like one person who is the killer, but there's going to be one other person who maybe helped them accomplish what they did. So really neat little mechanism, and it's really great for when you have more than 10 players. And then in terms of the script detail, I do have a combination of people who have done murder mysteries before, and there's also some new players coming along today. Sorry, not today, when we host this. So I'm going to go with both formats just to make sure that everyone kind of gets the format that they want. And then in here, I could put additional details. This is where I can put in anything, again, about the era. I could put in that this takes place at a studio, on a set. I can make it more Broadway related, although maybe I might change the theme in that case. It could be really anything with the characters, anything about the set and setting I can catch here. And even if I don't, that's not a problem. I'm going to have lots of time to change things. So I'm going to go ahead and start the AI chat. And it looks like it might be generating a concept right now with this little information that it has. Oh, here we go. It has some more questions for me. So it's saying that what era and style. This is kind of what I expected. So we could do golden age. We can do modern, an awards show night. I didn't even think about that. Or like a studio system. Interesting. So I'm thinking we're going to go pretty cliche and go with golden age Hollywood. I just think that'll be fun for this new group, and it'll make for great costumes and stuff like that. So let's pop that in there and see what happens. And it's either going to generate the mystery fully, or it's going to ask me more questions. Here we go. We have another question. So what's the specific setting? Kind of like what I talked about. So we have a movie premiere, a studio lot party, a mansion party, a ceremony after party, or a film set during production. And kind of like I said, I was kind of already feeling like a film set during production. You'll notice that I'm typing exactly what it says here. I don't even have to do that. I could probably just say like film set, and it's probably enough. It'll kind of understand. And it probably doesn't have any more questions. And if it doesn't, we'll just pause here and come back. It'll take about 30 seconds or less to generate the kind of like the initial go at what this murder mystery looks like. So we'll come back in that case. Okay, so like I thought, it took about 30 seconds to generate this. So here we go. Let's go to the top here. Death takes a close-up. Okay. Golden-aged Hollywood murder mystery. So 1947, Apex Studios' most ambitious production is in its final week of shooting. Midnight Confessions, a sultry film noir destined for Oscar glory, has been plagued by delays, budget overruns, and whispers of scandal. This is great. The cast and crew have gathered on stage 7 for shooting night, the climactic scene where the femme fatale meets her fate. But as the cameras roll, a real tragedy unfolds. The film's tyrannical director, love it, the person who held everyone's career in their iron grip, has been found dead in the director's chair. The show must go on, but at first, a murderer must be unmasked. In a world where everyone plays a role, who is acting and who is truly deadly? Oh, I love it. So here we have the victim, either Victor or Victoria Castellane, the brilliant but ruthless director of Midnight Confessions. So we have like a little background. You know, they were a perfectionist. They had lots of cutting remarks, so lots of reasons for people to be very upset with them, obviously. And many people owed their careers to this person as well. So here we have this character list. Like I said, 16 players. So here we go. We have 16: production manager, makeup artist, film editor, gossip columnist. So we can go through all these things, especially if you have an idea of what it is that you want to create. You can go through this. Here we have the murder method. So it looks like it was poison with a lethal dose. And that's that. So now we can go ahead and do any of the editing we want. We can change the name of the studio. We can change the name of the victim, who they were. So maybe they weren't the director, but we can say, let's change the victim from the director to the star of the film. Maybe something like that, right? It might change around a few things, but I'm not worried. I'm going to let the generator figure out how to make that work. And then I could also change the character list, you know. I'm not going to flip through this. I don't have any like particular ideas in mind of who needs to play what. I'll probably just match anything that I see. But we can change the names. We can change their personalities, their jobs. This is where we can even start seeding some ideas of like, maybe we'll say, make note that Remy/Rita, number 3, have an ongoing feud with number 10, Sal/Sally. So I'm already creating some relationships between them, just so that gets captured later. And we can also change the murder method as well. Maybe it's not poisoned. We can really get into any of the details, like, you know what I mean? An ever-present flask of coffee. Like, all those little details can get changed to what I want. So I'm just going to start with this just to show you what it looks like here. So it's going to go ahead and think through things. It might ask even some additional questions. It might do a little back and forth, but usually I find if I know exactly what I want, that it's going to go ahead and take, as you can see, just a little bit of time here to generate a full mystery for me. Okay, and that took about 15 seconds, I think. So here we got still Midnight Confessions. And so now the victim is Sterling/Stella Fontaine, a luminous A-star of Midnight Confessions and the biggest name at Apex Studio. And so this person was beautiful, talented, and absolutely ruthless about staying on top. They demanded the best of everything. They had affairs with co-stars and executive alike, broke up marriages without remorse, and wasn't above sabotaging other actors' performance to shine brighter. So you can already see there's like a clear motive for a killer to be on the loose with regards to this particular victim. And we can scroll through here, and there you go. We have the director is now one of the suspects. So maybe they swapped one of these victims from earlier. And we also have here, you can see this detail, the vicious feud with Sal/Sally over more than just professional rivalry. Wonderful. So this is the sultry second lead, and Sal is the talented costume designer locked in an ongoing bitter feud with Remy/Rita. So this looks great. And whenever you're done, like I'm done now, I'm going to hit generate full mystery. And I get a chance here just to look over everything. So the story preview looks about the same. We got all of our 16 characters listed here. And so I'm going to go ahead and hit the complete purchase button, and I'll see you on the other side after I'm done my purchase. Okay, so we're back here, and this is the page that comes out to after I've done my purchase. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the big old generate mystery package button, and you'll see here that there's kind of like this update screen that happens, and it's live, and it's tracking all the stuff that's going on for the generator. And so you can just follow along. You can either leave this page or come back whenever you want. This page updates automatically, and as soon as the mystery is done, it will show up in your dashboard. So we'll be right back. This will take about 10-15 minutes-ish because there's about 19 characters, so it does take a little bit on the higher side. but it shouldn't take any longer than that, and we'll come back and take a look at our mystery. Okay, so here we have the generated guide for our Hollywood mystery, Death Takes a Close-Up. As you can see here, we have the host guide, characters, evidence, and the detective guide. We can scroll down here through the host guide. We have our game overview here. We have materials, prep, everything the host really needs to get this game set up and kind of how it works. Then you can hop over to the character guides. These are the most detailed part of it. Has lots of details here about the character, their background to help people get, into the mood of who this character is and what secrets they hold and their motives and stuff like that. The relationship to the victim, who they like and who they don't like, which adds instant intrigue when you get into the actual murder mystery. And then, you have your introduction here, the round one, and you can see here that we have both the detailed script and as well as point form if someone wants to keep it more improvised. So this is perfect. It's all in here, super easy to use, and we can always hit this edit button and change any of the information that we need to. So you can kind of delete things out, you can put things in, whatever you want. I'm not going to change anything because I think it's going to be fine as is, but you can always go ahead and do that if you're seeing any errors. And then if you want to print these off for your friends, you can also hit this print PDF button and you can, print off just this one character's profile. Going over to evidence, we know we have these evidence cards, these nice light boxes that come up. But the most important thing here is the print evidence cards here. So this is just great. It's super easy to look at this and print it off. I like to print it off in color to show everyone. So that's wonderful. And then we have the detective guide here. So, if I'm going to be playing the detective, I'm going to just read this script here. If I'm ever doing a character-based version where, we want a pre-recorded thing because I'm going to be playing one of the suspects, there's these great websites that it's super easy to use, free versions that create really high-quality audio. You can play those instead, and they work just fine as well. Probably the best feature about all of this, though, is the share with guests. If you're old-fashioned and you want to print off everything, that's great, but I know my guests, they love to get this in advance, and sometimes it's hard to get to them. So what's great is I can always put in the information right here, right? So I can always put the guest's name here, and I can put their email, mysterymaker.party, and hit the send button, and that's it. It just arrives right in their inbox, super easy to use. And if for some reason a guest drops out or they need to change, or you kind of had a change of heart about which player this guest is playing, maybe they don't want to play the town gossip or whoever it is, you just hit the edit button. You can just change that information there, send it again, and the new person will get an email. You can also fill everything out, click the send all button. So easy to use, and that's kind of what's everything in the back end. And so that's how you create an amazing murder mystery party kit. You can see how fast it was to create, how fun it was to create. Everything is there in the kit for you. So head over to mysterymaker.party and you can get your kit created today.